She says in her filing that she ran to a nearby gas station after the alleged attack and called her dad for a ride home. However, in an NBC News investigative report published December 13th, her father said he does not recall picking her up following the alleged incident. Furthermore, a celebrity the woman alleged to have spoken to at the party told NBC News that he was not in New York at the time. And while the inconsistencies does not necessarily mean the allegations are false, the woman said in a December 13th interview that she, quote, may have made a mistake in identifying.
Analytic Dreamz video on Spotify to see the video along with the audio, because basically we just got into how reporting on a story as soon as it comes out sometimes leaves you without important and very key facts as far as a lawsuit is considered. Because not only did Jay-Z, aka Shawn Carter, also known as the greatest rapper ever, dead or alive, but that's besides the point. Not only was he sued by an anonymous woman, but also she claimed that Shawn, as well as Jay-Z, sexually assaulted her at an MTV Video Music Awards after party in 2000. One of the main things I want to let the public know is that when covering this Jay-Z story, I wanted to have as many facts as possible. So I'm glad I waited to cover this story, because literally with the anonymous person that we still don't know who it is, right, coming out and saying she may have made mistakes in her claim, like you just heard at the beginning of the segment, that key detail was not there when she accused Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs of allegedly assaulting her when she was, sexually assaulting her when she was 13 years old. Now, of course, these type of lawsuits, especially in light of what Diddy has been going through with the actual objective evidence of him physically assaulting Cassie in the 2016 hotel footage that everybody's seen, is a little different, because now people are comparing that to every instance and every person that's coming out to accuse not only Diddy, but Jay-Z. I do believe that Cassie, when it comes to Diddy, has the most credence to her case, because they put out the evidence, the video evidence of him assaulting her. So now there's no he say, she say. We saw it. And now you have to face the repercussions of those actions all the way back in 2016. So when people are trying to put Jay-Z in the same light as Diddy, when Diddy, before the video came out, was in the same, basically, he was in the same light as Jay-Z currently, as far as us not knowing what's true and what's false. But when that video came out, we started to realize that we have an absolute monster on our hands, because we've already heard the behind the scenes. I mean, there's literally a video of Top Dog from TDE talking about how P. Diddy was slapping the taste out of Jermaine Cole's mouth, right? There's a whole video about that. Just look up Top Dog, TDE, J. Cole, and you'll probably find it on TikTok or something as far as a short. Essentially, when Kendrick put out Control, he was being checked at a party after, it released and stuff. They went out to party to feel the temperature, rapper stuff. Diddy knew Kendrick was there, walked up, talking to Kendrick, obviously size 7, didn't want any smoke because he's about 4'2", right? Jermaine, who's like 6 foot or something like that, stood up for his friend. He was like, hey, this is my homie, man. Leave him alone. And they already had previous beef. So then they started going to that. And the whole story that Top Dog says, is literally between the interaction between P. Diddy and J. Cole. So when P. Diddy was like, if you're going to do something about it, you might as well do something. And then that's when J. Cole got up to literally choke him. I was like, dang, J. Cole about that life. Until you realize the following events was P. Diddy and, to be fair, P. Diddy and his bodyguard stomping out Jermaine, to the point where they realized it was Jermaine because, it was a club. So, the lights were dark. The security came over not knowing it was Jay-Z's man. And once he saw his face, he realized they had to back off. So, but they didn't know that while they was putting hands, feet, and elbows on him because, of course, it was dark. So that's a whole thing. There's a lot of stories like that behind the scenes. Of course, the Kid Cudi car being blown up like a mission off of GTA by Sean Diddy Combs, allegedly, right? Because I don't want to have to ride bicycles my whole life. So allegedly, he blew up Kid Cudi's car because of his involvement with Cassie. So all these behind the scenes information has been spread throughout the media as far as P. Diddy really being the Joker of the hip hop industry is the reason why he literally dressed up as a Joker for one of the Halloweens, and to the point where Warner Bros. Reached out and was like, hey, my brother, dress up as Joker one more time and we're suing you. Diddy literally had a video. If you look up Diddy, Joker, cease and desist. Warner Bros. Themselves sent out a cease and desist to Diddy, letting him know, if you dress up as a Joker again, we're suing you. Why in the world would they do that? You know, he's just playing a little dress up, right? Until you realize this man's the real life Joker. So there's a lot of things behind the scenes that's starting to come to light. And because Diddy's a billionaire that had his ties taken away as far as Diageo, or Diego, whatever the ultimate liquor brand is, right? Basically, they looked at Diddy and they told him, hey, you want to sue us for Ciroc, which he ended up winning? We're cutting ties, and, you know, good luck, my brother. And then coincidentally, all this stuff popped up, but it didn't help that he actually did a lot of it. So, allegedly. So, with that, people are comparing it to Jay-Z, when the behind the scenes of a Jay-Z image is basically that he got out of the game early as far as marrying Beyonce. Now, of course, there's some tidbits about Jay-Z that's been spread throughout the media, and all I'm gonna say is Rihanna's one of the more successful people in life, ain't she? I wonder who saw that from the beginning and how long ago was that? Food for thought. So anyways, as far as Jay-Z and allegations being out there, we've been known about certain things, but as far as this one, as far as being tied to Diddy and these type of acts, is more of a far-fetched, not really heard of type of action or type of pattern from Jay-Z. Now, do we know any of these celebrities? Of course not. But all of these uber successful people have marketing teams that talk behind the scenes, that spend day-to-day routinely helping out these celebrities, whether it's hair, whether it's flights, whether it's travel, coordinating events, coordinating strategic marketing strategies. A lot of people have their hands in the pot as far as an entire billionaires team that have certain tidbits behind the scenes, right? So not to say that obviously we know people off of that, but just letting you know how we get certain things behind the scenes before other people. So with that being said, basically Jay-Z came out and said this girl capping, right? He ain't say it like that, but I ain't gonna lie to you, the response that he sent towards his lawsuit was like Lex Luthor and Joker wrote it. Like they basically sat down and wrote it together. That's how the lawsuit read, the response to the lawsuit read. Jay-Z literally came out and was basically talking about how I'm gonna show you how different I am. I'm like, hold up, is this Thanos? Why is he talking like this? This man talking like he about to take out the entire Avengers. He was like, you must not know my body. I'm from Mercy Queens or something like that, right? And he was like, actually, let me see if I can find this, because this was one of the more villainous responses I've ever read, and he's supposed to be innocent, right? So let me see if I can find this response. Let me see. Jay-Z response. Here we go. Okay. All right, so Analytic Dreamz video on Spotify to see the video along with the audio. Jay-Z releases a statement on allegations of sexual assault towards a 13-year-old with Diddy in 2000. Listen to how Jay-Z was speaking in this response. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna read this entire thing because that's how heinous this is. This is like, bro, if you're innocent, you should not be talking like this. But hey, Shawn Carter, the greatest rapper that ever lived, dead or alive, so he probably thought, hey, I'm already nice with the pen. Why don't I write the response to the lawsuit? And here's what it reads. And it reads, hold up, make sure y'all can y'all see that? I think oh man, I clicked out. Is that close enough? Oh, you know, I don't want to block y'all. Oh yeah, I can't get any closer. Sorry, it's Twitter. Actually, I can get closer to this, right? There we go. Yeah, y'all definitely can see that. Cool. Okay, yeah. Analytic Dreamz video on Spotify to see the video along with the audio. So essentially, this man Jay-Z was not playing around. This man said, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer, quotation marks, mind you, named Tony Buzbee. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. We're going to address that in a second. No, sir. It had the opposite effect, exclamation point. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very, all caps, public fashion. So no, I will not give you, in all caps, one red penny, two 2 exclamation points. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. 2 exclamation points. Actually, we're going to start counting. How many is that? That's about 5 exclamation points. Total count of exclamation points is at 5. All right, we're keeping count from here on. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I have done a little bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. 6 exclamation points. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Buzbee. Now there's a comma, so I'm gonna take a break and we're gonna look up deplorable right now because I have no idea what that means. Deplorable. Because in rap terms, I ain't gonna lie to you. That sounds like expendable, and you know what they use that word for. Okay, so the definition of deplorable, deplorable, there we go. Deserving strong condemnation, shockingly bad in quality. All right, so that's the definition, right? Back to Jay-Z. I have no idea how you have become such a deplorable, I can't even say that, deplorable human, Mr. Buzbee. But I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine? 7 exclamation points, prefaced by a question mark. Marines are known for their valor. No, my fault. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see depressed and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart in support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm an alien. Not just playing. My fault. He didn't say that. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these type of games. We have a very strict code. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me. That, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. Why is that the end? Is that the end? Oh man, I was enjoying that. Well, dang, that's the end of the lawsuit. Oh, no, we have more. Oh no, it's just another picture. Dang, I was enjoying that. I swear he had like an ending like we are not the same. Hold up, that can't be the right one. Let me find the right one. Because mind you, I read this, so I actually know how it ends. That's definitely not the end. I don't know why it doesn't have the full response, but it's all right. So, a little intermission. We're going to find the actual response with the full detail. I love how media, organizations cut off a lawsuit acting like we don't know the full one. All right, because I actually read the full thing, I have it right here. All right. Let's see right here. Okay. So that's not it. That's Buzbee's response. We don't want that one. I want the actual response. Where's the response? Okay, here we go. All right. You always can count on Rock Nation to have the official statement. You know, he definitely knew Rock Nation would have the official statement. So that's what happens when, you try to be a journalist in this game. You do your research before. So I definitely knew that was not the end. So I had to find the real response with the continuation. This is the real response, but it's the continuation. All right. Where was I at? My heart. Okay. The cheap suit. We hit that. My heartbreak. I would have to sit off. Okay. The children. Yeah. The cheap suit. Okay. Yeah. I made it to. But hold up. These responses are different. But what's up with these media corporations putting out fake news? All right. So in a cheap suit. Okay. Let me see. Where's the cheap suit part? That'll make it easier. Okay. My heart and cheap suit. You have made it terrible. Okay. Okay. So it just didn't have the end. It literally just didn't have the end. That was my favorite line, and it messed me up because it didn't have the end. So anyways, obviously you could tell at the end, that man was not playing around. He internalized his full Joker / Thanos slash Lex Luthor to end off this response, basically letting that person know, which is Tony Buzbee, that obviously preface once again, I'm gonna reread the last line. If not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, no, let me start from the we protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me. If not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you how different I am. End scene. All right, so that's basically it. So that man Jay-Z is a super villain. I don't know what type of villainous heart you have to write a response like that, and also potentially not be potentially be innocent. Like, the duality of a rapper, I ain't gonna lie to you. If Kendrick didn't show us one thing, is that you can technically have a good heart and still call a man a PDF and get away with it. So as far as Jay-Z getting accused of being a PDF and writing that type of statement, and the two not the two correlating, but as far as him being able to write that type of villainous statement in response and also be innocent, I ain't gonna lie, you gotta love the duality of a rapper, because that was some straight up Lex Luthor type beat. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So apparently, behind the scenes, people are saying Jennifer Lopez allegedly, I gotta keep saying that, allegedly Jennifer Lopez is the unnamed witness, right? So at some point, she will be brought to the stand if this continues. Y'all probably didn't know that, but hey, now you know. So Jennifer Lopez is the alleged unnamed witness. I'm not breaking any news. Actually, I may be, but sources is I made it up, right? I made it up. I don't know, allegedly. I don't know how J-Lo would even be on top of my brain. You know what I mean? Definitely nobody told me this information. So anyways, yeah, so she's probably going to be allegedly the key witness. And as far as what happened with the accuser, Tony Buzbee responded and basically said that he's still going to represent the accuser and the other victims against Combs, and he continues to maintain his clients' multiple, plural, allegations are true, despite the inconsistencies that I played at the beginning of the segment, basically with her retracting her statement because she was like, oh, I may have made a mistake, and this is super relevant to the lawsuit, but was, coincidentally left out, but now she just made a mistake. So I don't want to choose sides, but what I will say is, does seem like Jay-Z and his highly acclaimed lawyer, Alex Spiro, is doing a great job, right? The only thing with that, these type of cases, especially for a black man, you give the higher ups more than enough reason to cut you off, which is why I commend Roger Goodell from the NFL coming out in support of Jay-Z to let them know that our partnership with Jay-Z has only extended, or not extended, but it will not be affected by this lawsuit. Now, Hennessy, on the other hand, it has to be those liquor companies. It's crazy and how that works. But anyways, because if you don't know about the liquor company, that's literally why I think it started with Diddy, because I've been covering Diddy for a minute as far as this whole fiasco of him spiraling out of control. Diddy basically sued Diageo. Yeah, D-I-A-G-E-O. So the multiple times I always butchered his name, there's the actual spelling, so you can tell me how it's pronounced. I think it's Diageo, also the owner of Ciroc, but that's a complete understatement. Diageo owns everything in the liquor business. So anyways, once he cut ties with that in August 30th, in August, right? I covered it around that time. Then coincidentally, November 16th, Combs was accused in a lawsuit filed by singer Cassie. And not only that, and May 18th, 2024 was when the Diddy assaulting Cassie gets released by CNN. Something that happened in 2016 brought to light shortly after you sue such a mammoth of a company in Diageo. I wonder how that works. So anyways, with that being said, I do believe that Jay-Z will be all right. Hopefully he continues to face this with the seriousness that he have. Maybe take a little villainous tone out of his voice, makes people assume that he's more of a maniac than a innocent man. But, however he wants to write his responses to let the opposition know that he's really about their life, I guess, he definitely got his point across. But at the end of the day, Jay-Z and Alex Spiro obviously remain steadfast as far as defending Jay-Z and his innocence with strong supposed evidence and timeline verification and photographic proof, right? But the accuser, surprisingly, has maintained their stance and say that they encourage other victims to speak up. Now, I ain't trying to laugh. I'm just like, why? I don't get it. Like, what about your case? So is it something you're leaving out, or you just like, oh, help me? Like, I don't understand the whole encourage other victims to speak up. Like, obviously, victims should speak up, but we don't even know if you're one of them yet. So I'm not trying to be insensitive. So I'm gonna leave it right there. So with that being said, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about Jay-Z being accused of sexually assaulting a 16-year-old with Sean Diddy Combs back in 2000? Make sure I get this right. Yeah, back in the after party in 2000 of the MTV Video Music Awards, obviously, allegedly. And with that being said, what do you think will be the outcome of this very heinous situation?